Hi, and welcome to day 3 of the Gospel 28. My name is Pearl Oyenekon, and the Gospel 28 is a 28-day teaching on the Gospel. Today, we'll be talking about the why of the Gospel. Why do I need the Gospel? Why did the Gospel have to be shared? Why do I need to understand the Gospel? We've spoken about salvation, but today, to really understand the Gospel, to really explain it, we must start from the very beginning, creation. You must take it back to where it all started. And the question is, does God exist? And did creation really take place? Now, on the matter of God's existence, there are 3 arguments that have been brought forward, which we will access today. The first is the law of causality. The second is the teleological argument. And the third is the moral law argument. The causality argument is founded on the grounds that for there to be an effect, there must be a cause. Something must have started it. There has to be a beginning. There has to be a starting point. So for the universe, there has to have been a beginning and there has to have been a starting point. Now, the law of causality also states that there can be no infinite regression of causes. Now, what does that mean? I created this beat, for instance. Someone created me. It doesn't have to be that someone must have created my creator. There doesn't have to be infinite regression of causes. Someone must have started it all. There has to be a person who began it all, who created it all, who brought everything into existence. And for a person to be that, the person must be uncaused. That means nothing created that person, nothing caused for that person's existence. Second, timeless. The person must be outside of time, not bound by its creation. The universe operates within a time system. Our creator must have stepped out of time, not bound by what he created. The person must be changeless, the same, meaning that he always existed. He has been that way, he will be that way, and he will forever remain that way. And immaterial. Immaterial being that he doesn't need a space to occupy. He doesn't need to be kept in a space. It doesn't need a space to occupy. This is the law of causality. Moving on to the teleological arguments. To be very honest, I believe thinking that the world came into existence as a result of the Big Bang theory is simply lazy thinking. That a matter and another object came together in collision without anything acting upon them is simply even out of science. Nothing good, nothing organized can come out from chaos. Chaos births destruction. Chaos births randomness. Chaos doesn't build intentionality and details. Wherever you are right now, maybe take a look at the person right beside you, if there's someone there. Take a look outside. The air, the sky, the air we breathe. Take a look at the trees. Remember the animals. There's details. There are details that cannot be ignored. There is beauty in creation, and they all point back to an intentional creator. They all point back to someone, to a being that took time and intentionality to create this. The organization of the human body, where an organ can simply disrupt the normal functioning of a person, points back to a mastermind, points back to a creator. Moving on, the third argument, which is the moral law argument. We as human beings can testify of the innate desire, the innate knowing of right and wrong, being able to differentiate what is good and what is bad. It's a moral law, and it points to a lawgiver. It points to someone. It points that someone must have put it inside of us. These are the arguments. Also, the Bible says so. The Bible says God exists, and the Bible testifies of creation. Now, why should you believe the Bible is true? Why should you believe what the Bible says? The Bible is the most reliable historical book. For over centuries, the Bible has been tested, tried to be debunked, but has never won the arguments. Non-Christian authors as well support the stories and the wordings of the Bible. Archaeological findings support the cities, nations, and stories of the Bible, with thousands of manuscripts backing the Bible up. The Bible has been tested to be true, reliable, and consistent. And might I add, I have experienced this God. God exists. Thank you all so much for joining day 3 of the Gospel 28. See you all tomorrow. Bye.